Chapter 6, Presenting and Convincing with Data. Let me tell you the mathematical formula of pi. It's pi equal to 3.1415926543782567894. What? I lost you? I'm exaggerating this. But I'm sure you've been in presentations or speeches where the speaker or presenter tries to be really ambitious. You turn to the slides, there's tables, there's charts, there's diagrams, there's histograms, there's many grams, whatever grams you could call it. And then the speaker is all confused, trying to point to this, and then say, hey, when you add on this number, and then you add on that number, and then you multiply by this number, and then before you knew it, you are lost. Okay, maybe you're not lost if you're highly intelligent, you are a mathematician, or you're a scientist who's familiar with many orders of equation. But if you're generally speaking with a layman, the danger that a lot of speakers and presenters face, especially when they're presenting technical information, is they do not and they are not able to present the information in a very compelling manner. What does it mean to be compelling? The compelling manner is really with the data and information on the charts, which are important, which I don't say that you have to take them all out. It is only when they have the data, they could then process in their mind. They can then appreciate what this information is about. And then once they appreciate, they can then do something with the information. And this is what I call the IQ pyramid. It's very techy, and it sounds very traditional, conventional. What kind of pyramid? Is it a pyramid game? No. IQ pyramid, really imagine, at the fattest part and the base of this pyramid is what we call information. This is at the level by which a lot of speakers and presenters present, which is they give a lot of information. Let me share with you what is the statistics. Let me give you the results of this survey. 58% of this, 75% of this, 4 in 10, etc., etc. Think of this as the information level where it's unprocessed, or maybe if it's just processed in terms of a charts table, it's processed in terms of presentation format. That's the level of information. And that's where a lot of speakers and presenters present at. But what it takes for a speaker and presenter to go up the pyramid is to go down to the second level, which is where are the intended insights. Insights are conclusions, meaningful statements, meaning about your information that you want your audiences to make as a result of getting the information. Okay? Insights are the meaning that you want your audiences to make as a result of getting that information. And at the apex, at the top of the pyramid, is what we call the intended actions. So imagine, and I'd like you to think of all your presentations and speeches as a persuasive element, as a persuasive process. If people want to go to get more data, to get more numbers and statistics, they can go to Google. The only purpose why you're delivering a speech and presentation is you're giving that important information, but most importantly, you have displayed, you have processed this level, you have your own insights to share with them. You made the meaning first, and hence you're sharing with them. This is something that they may not be able to get through Google. And most importantly, with that level of insight, you want them to do something about it. So let me give you a quick example. One of the statistics about cancer in Singapore is 1 out of 4 men dies of cancer. And that's how a lot of perhaps financial advisors, health professionals would say 1 in 4 men dies in cancer. Information level. But what's the insight, the meaning that you want people to make? You could then build on a narrative. For example, 1 in 4 men in Singapore actually dies of cancer. Can you imagine if one day you head home, your beloved dad or your brother comes to you in a sunken mood? He tells you that he made a visit to the doctor. He tells you that he's down with cancer. He tells you that he's the unlucky 1 in 4 people. He tells you that he may not be able to support you for the rest of your life. Can you feel how it's like to be around a person who has cancer? So that's the kind of meaning. So you may be wanting them to feel, wanting them to know that, hey, it may just strike you within your household, within your neighborhood, within your closest family. And that action could be, now that you know, and now you know how real cancer could be, what I want you to really do is, 1, to prevent cancer from occurring is 1, to adopt a healthy lifestyle. 2, to prevent cancer from occurring is maybe to have a bit more regular health checkups in terms of your high blood pressure, your diabetes, etc., etc. So that's really tip number 1. being familiar with the IQ pyramid, knowing at what levels are you presenting with, and always steer yourself one level up. If you're presenting at the informational level, can you ask yourself, what is the meaning? What do I want to make as the conclusions of all this information? And if you're already at the insights level, which is the second level, can you steer your audience to tell them exactly what you want them to do with the actions? In terms of, getting them to undertake a new commitment, getting them to do something, change their lifestyle, etc., etc. So this is about how you present and persuade and convince with data. I hope you've gained a tip or two about public speaking or presenting in public through this video series. If you're looking for more tips, strategies, framework, checklists, don't forget to check out my book, or if you want more resources on public speaking, or even to find out what it takes to work with me, click on the link below and you'll find out all the information you need right here, right now.